rate on such vehicles to be reduced from 12% to 5%. That's a huge reduction. GST on electrical vehicle charges reduced from 18% to 5%. New rates to come into effect from the 1st of August this year. And well, that's breaking news. Then news just coming in. The GST Council has slashed rates on electrical vehicles. Rates to be reduced from 18% to 5% on electrical vehicle charges. And new rates to be effected from August 1st, 2019. The rates of GST rate on electrical vehicles reduced to 5% from 12%. And joining us now is our correspondent Ajay Mishra with more inputs. Ajay, great news there. Give us the reasoning behind it and what is the message that we should get from this?
I think there are three big news points out of this GST Council meeting decisions. Number one, as set in the budget, the Council has decided to reduce the GST rate.
Well, breaking news there. Well, Ajay, the new rates are to come into effect from the 1st of August 2019. How far was this expected, considering the Modi government's push for environmental protection, conservation of the environment and protection of the earth?
Well, I think also the government to go for the large-scale manufacturing of electrical vehicles in the country, and to make the India manufacturing hub of the electrical vehicles. This move was very much needed. When the tax rate you compare with the diesel and petrol cars, they are currently at the rate of 28%. So if somebody is going to buy electric cars vis-a-vis petrol and diesel car, we will have a tax benefit of 20% versus 5%. That's the big. That's number one. Secondly, on the electrical vehicle charges, if someone is going to manufacture here and it is being purchased, GST rate is reduced from 18% to 5%. So for the cost.
Right, Ajay Mishra, our correspondent there, speaking with us on the GST Council's decision to slash GST rates on electrical vehicles and electrical vehicle charges. It's a major push for Make in India. It's a major push for indigenously manufactured electrical vehicles, as Ajay tells us. Ajay, coming back to you once again, you were telling us about the reasoning behind this major GST rate cut in electrical vehicles of the government.
So I think, Rukma, I think the big decision which has been taken, that if the local authorities in the state government try to purchase the electrical vehicles, they will be exempted from GST. So there will be no GST on any purchase of electrical buses. All electrical vehicles which has more than 12 seats, they will be free of any kind of GST. So that's big, I think, for the state governments as well as the state transport authorities to go actually float the tenders for electrical vehicles in the days to come, and we might see that there will be a big push for these electrical vehicles for the public transportation system, which will have positive effect also, and also it will be good for the production ecosystem of the electrical vehicles in the country. So that's very big in that sense. And obviously, that we just discussed that the prices of the electrical vehicles will be coming down because of the lowering of GST on electrical vehicles, and also electrical vehicle charges, which are currently charged the GST of 18%. Now it will be just 5%, and it is the lowest GST parts and parcels currently in the country.
Right, and meanwhile, how can we also relate this to the government's push and to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's push for conservation of the environment? He's been speaking repeatedly, even on the world stage, about how India is committed towards sustainable development.
So we believe that the government is confident of moving into
Well, Well,
economy is concerned. So I think that is manufacturing of electrical vehicles will be a major push, and now the state governments will have to design the policies and their respective states to attract the global players to actually come there and start manufacturing electrical vehicles and make India the manufacturing hub. So this is a clear focus of the government. Also to help the sustained environment and reduce pollution when it comes to the pollution from the vehicles on the road. Rukma?
Right, and also when we talk about the push to the indigenous car manufacturing industry, and also a major push for employment generation, and various other factors related to development at the ground level.
Obviously, I think if you recall in the budget, government has also given the concession of 1.5 lakh rupees on the city may go and purchase electrical vehicle. So, in automobile sector actually there will be focus on R&D mobile companies to actually manufacture the electrical vehicles. There might be some ancillary companies coming up in the months ahead to actually make the part and parcels of the electrical vehicles, and also the battery manufacturers will also come up in the whole process. So if the government is going to give a major thrust on the production of electrical vehicles, so many ancillary units will also come and to the employment scenario very important for the environment.
Right, Ajay.
From the economic perspective,
Right, Ajay, thank you very much for joining us there and for all those inputs. And now moving on, in a major success for security forces in their anti-terror campaign, a top Jaish terrorist was gunned down in South Kashmir today. The terrorist, identified as Munna Lahori, hailed from Pakistan and was eliminated with his local associate in Shopian after a night-long operation. In a tweet, Jammu and Kashmir police said Munna Lahori had an expertise in IED making and was responsible for a series of civilian killings in the South Kashmir region. It is said that JEM had also used him for recruiting terrorists. Meanwhile, an army Jawan was martyred in Machil sector of North Kashmir's Kupwara when Pakistani troops resorted to unprovoked firing. Defense sources said that Pakistani forces attacked the army's post in Machil sector today morning, leading to injuries to one soldier. The critically injured soldier later succumbed to his injuries. In hospital, the Indian side responded in a befitting manner to the ceasefire violation. And at least 220 of 700 passengers have been rescued from the Kolhapur-Mumbai Mahalakshmi Express, which has been held up since late last evening near Badlapur in Thane district due to waterlogging on the tracks. NDRF, State Disaster Management Team, Railway Protection Force, Fire Brigade officials are involved in the rescue operation to evacuate the passengers. 8 flood rescue teams from the Navy, including 3 diving teams, are also involved in the operations. Meanwhile, a seeking helicopter has also been scrambled with divers equipped with auto-inflatable craft for deployment in the area's advanced assessment party. Western Naval Command is keeping a close watch on the situation and is in constant touch with state administration to respond as required and provide necessary assistance in flood-affected areas. Heavy rains continue to lash Mumbai today, flooding several areas and affecting air and rail traffic in the city. Mumbaikars have been witnessing heavy to very heavy rainfall, accompanied by strong winds and lightning since yesterday, leading to waterlogging and traffic congestion at several chronic spots. Met Department had predicted heavy to very heavy rains in Mumbai, Navi Mumbai and Thane for today. It also said that Mumbai suburbs have received around 150 to 180 mm of rain in the last 24 hours. Mumbai police requested commuters to avoid waterlogged areas and also to maintain distance from the sea. DMC officials are also on alert and have alerted locals not to step out unless necessary. Meanwhile, due to heavy rainfall compounded with overflowing Ulhas river resulting in waterlogging at Ambernath, 20 trains have been terminated while 2 have been cancelled. And joining us now for more details on the situation there in Mumbai with the disruption in train services and other issues that have arisen because due to heavy rains in the past few days is our correspondent giving us more details. Shishir Shega joins us with the latest updates. Shishir, well, distressing news coming in there from Mumbai. Heavy rainfall has brought in problems and more problems for Mumbaikars. Train services disrupted, air services too, and also severe water logging. Give us the latest.
Well, absolutely. Let me tell you that it's not just Mumbai actually, but especially the adjoining areas of Mumbai like Thane, Kalyan, Bhiwandi. These are the areas which have received heavy rainfall since yesterday night. It started yesterday night, and since then we have seen here that especially the vehicular movement has disrupted. After that, the trains have also got jammed here. The water logging has been witnessed at several locations, especially in the Thane district, and the one which we have just experienced is between the Kalyan to Badlapur Karjat route. These are the areas which have been heavily affected. That's the reason meeting on the roads also, and now we have seen on the tracks also the water have logged at all the places here. And that's the reason one train, the Mahalakshmi Express, which has coming from the Kolhapur, was supposed to reach yesterday night only itself, but got stuck down between Wangmi station, between Wangmi and Badlapur station. Nearly 700 passengers were stranded in the train, but later in the morning now the NDRF team has reached there. The problem was that to get into that spot here, because the train was stuck in between both the stations here, and because of there was no road connectivity to reach the spot. That's the reason the NDRF team had to do a lot of trouble to reach the spot here. But later on we've got to know that the NDRF team has carried this speedboat there to reach the spot, and now the rescue operation started. Nearly more than 150 people have been rescued from that train since the people have been stranded there since yesterday night. Around 3:30 the train was stuck in between these stations here, and because of the Ullas river which is overflowing just from the adjoining areas, it was very difficult to reach the spot now. But with the help of the NDRF and with the help of the Indian Navy also, now these people have been airlifted here, because the Badlapur area, the Wangmi area, these are the areas which have been heavily affected due to overflowing of Ullas river here. We have seen some of the visuals there. Water has been blocked at all the places here. People are stuck inside their houses, and that's the reason the Indian Navy have also extended their help. They've also deployed helicopters here from INS Shikra. The helicopter was just took off half an hour back and probably reached there in no time. And after that, we'll see that the people who have been stranded all these places will be airlifted from those places and will be rescued to the safer place now.
Right, and we had heard a short while back that the stranded passengers were being given water and also biscuits as well. What other arrangements are you hearing that have been made for those who are rescued to transport them to their destinations and even otherwise?
Absolutely, Rukma. Well, the train was stuck there since night there, but there was not a panic situation. Of course, there was a difficulty to travel on the route here, especially where the train was stuck here, and to reach the spot, that was the main difficulty. But in spite of that, other arrangements have been done by the officials here, giving the doctors, the medical staff were already there. The food packets have been distributed in the trains, and the announcement also been made there that no passenger will go out of train here because the Ullas river is overflowing. That's the reason it would be dangerous to travel on the track, and that's the reason all the people were stuck inside the train. But as soon as the authority got to know, they swung into action. And later on, we have heard that the medical equipment have been distributed, the food packets have been distributed among the people there. And of course, there is no panic situation at this point in time because the NDRF team have also reached along with the speedboat so that people now can be rescued as soon as possible from that place.
Right. Right, Shishir. Meanwhile, back in Mumbai as well, the situation, the water logging in many areas is extremely bad. The municipal corporation, in fact, telling the people not to venture out. How bad is it on the ground?
Well, currently Mumbai, I haven't seen any water loss situation at this point in time. Yesterday was actually raining quite heavily in Mumbai, but in spite of that, overnight the water got subdued, at the low-lying areas here. Right now in Mumbai, basically there's no state trouble and there's no panic situation because the BMC authority have already installed, the pumping stations at low-lying areas, and that's the reason the water can subside quite easily here. Since morning, what the news we've got is that some of the flights have been diverted and some of the flights have been delayed. Yesterday, we've heard that the flights were actually delayed due to heavy rainfall. But since morning, the normalcy has returned to Mumbai, and there's no panic situation in Mumbai, especially the rural areas where we've always witnessed a waterlogging situation during heavy rainfall. But since morning, what we got to know is that the pumping station have been installed in these areas by the BMC, which has been quite useful for people also, and that's the reason all these areas which used to be waterlogged earlier, now we have seen there is foot traffic, vehicular movement on the same track.
Right, Shishir. Well, thank you very much for joining us there and for those inputs. So keep your eyes on that story. We'll be back with you throughout the day for more. And in other news, the Central Reserve Police Force celebrated its 81st Raising Day today. On the occasion, Minister of State for Home Affairs Nityanand Rai paid floral tributes to the martyrs of the force at the National Police Memorial at Chanakyapuri in New Delhi. Addressing the gathering, the minister said that bravery of CRPF personnel is unmatched and they are capable of dealing with any kind of untoward situation. He added that with the efforts of the CRPF, the scourge of terrorism will be eliminated from Jammu and Kashmir.
जम्मू और कश्मीर में पाकिस्तान प्रायोजित आतंकवाद का मुकाबला बड़ी बहादुरी से करते हैं और यही परिणाम है कि आप के परिश्रम की प्रकाष्ठा ने जम्मू और कश्मीर से आतंकवाद के फन को कुचल दिया है और आगे आने वाले कुछ ही दिनों में, कुछ ही समय के बाद आप सबकी बहादुरी के बल पर जम्मू और कश्मीर में पाकिस्तान परस्त आतंकवादियों का सफाया कर दिया जाएगा, पूरे देश को विश्वास है और केंद्र की सरकार को भी विश्वास है।
DG CRPF Rajiv Rai Bhatnagar remembered CRPF Jawans martyred in the line of duty and hailed them for their bravery. He added that in order to provide assistance to the families of martyrs on a real-time basis, Veer Parivar app was launched by the President in April this year.
राष्ट्र की सेवा में अभी तक CRPF के 2195 बहादुर जवानों और अधिकारियों ने अपने प्राणों की आहुति दी है। मैं इन सभी शहीदों को भावभीनी श्रद्धांजलि अर्पित करता हूं। शहीदों के परिजन हमारे पुलिस बल परिवारों के अभिन्न अंग हैं और उनकी समस्याओं के समाधान के लिए माननीय राष्ट्रपति महोदय द्वारा CRPF वीर परिवार नामक मोबाइल ऐप का शुभारंभ अभी किया गया था, जिससे कि हम शहीदों के आश्रितों के साथ लगातार जुड़े रहते हुए सुलभता से आवश्यक सूचनाओं का आदान प्रदान कर रहे हैं।
Union Minister of State for Home Affairs G. Kishan Reddy paid homage at the Martyrs Memorial at the CRPF Group Center Chandrayan Gutta in Hyderabad. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan today visited Safdarjung Hospital in the national capital. The minister will inaugurate special OPD for the elderly, which will be functional every Sunday. Doctors at the OPD will treat main diseases that concern the elderly. The minister inspected the new emergency department and super specialty block and also held a meeting with the concerned officials. Dr. Harshvardhan will also launch several health facilities. He will hold a significant meeting with the heads of new AIIMS at Nirman Bhavan today. Research on reasons of various diseases and ways to prevent them, besides other issues, will be discussed during the meeting. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in his Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio this Sunday at 11 a.m. The Prime Minister has been raising various important issues through the monthly program, which is aired on the last Sunday of every month. And India reiterated its focus on counter-terrorism and reformed multilateralism at the BRICS foreign ministers meet in Rio de Janeiro. Representing India at the meet, General V.K. Singh called upon BRICS nations to take action against all forms of terror supporting acts. India also raised the issue of reforms of multilateral bodies, specifically the UN Security Council. Both these issues also found a place in the joint media statement at the end of the meet at Rio.
A great amount of work has been done in BRICS where counter-terrorism is concerned, and especially by Brazil in the last almost a year of its presidency. And terrorism is one issue which concerns everybody in the world. So we emphasize that. We also emphasize that restructuring of the United Nations as such, various organs, and to bring it in sync with the realities of the world today in terms of representations, in terms of how various regions who remain unrepresented as part of the Security Council structure. So we said that the BRICS needs to take this issue more positively.
India and Brazil also held bilateral talks on the sidelines of the meet and discussed a range of issues, including cooperation in science and technology as well as agriculture.
During our bilateral meeting with the foreign minister, we also built up on this in terms of relationship between Brazil and India, how science and technology needs to be taken forward, how agricultural cooperation needs to be taken forward, how both India and Brazil can benefit from it. And we exchange views on how things are today in our neighborhood and in Brazil's neighborhood.
Brazil's foreign minister commended India for raising the issue of disaster-resilient infrastructure in the BRICS forum.
To discuss more in depth our respective views of any international issues of concern to us, which is basically all, because both Brazil and India have a global presence. We want to go more in depth about security issues, about how we see the Middle East, how we see the question of Latin America and South America, multilateral trading system, WTO, reform of the WTO. We want to touch a little bit on all of those issues where both Brazil and India are key players.
In the Philippines, at least 8 people were killed and many others were injured after 2 earthquakes struck the province of Batanes. A 5.9 in magnitude earthquake struck the Batanes archipelago, and about 20 minutes later, a second quake hit the same area at a magnitude of 4.5. No tsunami warnings have been issued yet. The Philippines is part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, a zone of major seismic activity, which has one of the world's most active fault lines. And with that, we wind up this edition of the news. News and updates continue on DD News as well as on DD India. Stay tuned. Namaskar.
मन की बात। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी भारत की जनता से साझा करेंगे अपने मन की बात रविवार 28 जुलाई सुबह 11 बजे। आकाशवाणी के सभी केंद्र सभी चैनल इसे प्रसारित करेंगे एक साथ ही इसका प्रसारण दूरदर्शन के नेशनल, न्यूज, डीडी भारती, डीडी इंडिया, डीडी उर्दू और डीडी किसान चैनल पर भी किया जाएगा। तो याद रखें, रविवार 28 जुलाई सुबह 11 बजे मन की बात।
In the northeastern part of India lies a state with great valleys, high mountains, deep gorges and rich flora and fauna. This is the vibrant hill state of Nagaland. Start your Nagaland journey from Kohima, the capital city. Situated at the southern tip of the state, it has a number of sites that are worth visiting. One of them is the World War II Cemetery, a symbolic memorial raised for the officers who had halted the Japanese advance into mainland Asia in 1945 AD. The place has great historical importance and is beautifully maintained by the Commonwealth War Graves Commission.